Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Monster Party. So recently a friend of mine recommended this game to me and it sounded like it could be a lot of fun. So as you probably know, the US presidential election is coming up in November. And this game, The Political Machine 2020, is a presidential election campaign simulator. So I thought it could serve as a very basic introduction to American politics and the American presidential election. Up front, I gotta tell you, I'm not a political expert by any means, but I will tell you what I do know, and hopefully we can have some fun while we're at it. So let's dive right in. Okay, so first we choose our party. In American politics, there are two strong parties, the Democrats on the left and the Republicans on the right. So here it says the Democrat is the Progressive Party of Social Securities and Social Justice, while the Republican Party is the Conservative Party of Personal Freedoms and a Free Market. So Democrats tend to favor social programs, more government spending to help people who are struggling. To help people who are struggling. Struggling というのは苦しんでるや困ってる。例えば It's unfortunate that so many people in the world are struggling just to survive. 世の中の多くの人々がただ生き残るために苦労しているのは残念です。Whereas the Republicans tend to favor lower taxes, free market capitalism, and bigger tax breaks for corporations. There are other issues that maybe we'll get into as we go. But anyway, in the current upcoming election, Donald Trump is a Republican. He was elected in 2016 as the Republican candidate. And Joe Biden is a Democrat. Joe Biden, who you probably know as Barack Obama's vice president, is now taking his shot at the big seat. So with Trump as the Republican candidate, I'm going to try not to get into my own personal political views too much through this, but I will tell you I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. So I want to play a Democrat. I want to take Trump down. Right, here we are. Here are our options. So there are a lot of major figures from the Democratic Party here. Among them, we've got Joe Biden, the current actual candidate, Barack Obama, the former president, and man, look at his stats. Oh. Man, look at these stats. Stats というのは統計や数値。Statistics の省略ですね。Statistics は正式または科学的な場合に使う。もっとフォーマルですね。例えば、When I play RPGs, I tend to spend so much time trying to increase my stats that I forget about the story. RPG をやるとき、ストーリーを忘れちゃうぐらい数値を増やすことに時間をかける。Okay, so all the candidates here have stats. Stamina is how energetic you are. Charisma is, well, you know what charisma is. It helps with speeches and advertisements, the reactions to that. Intelligence, in this game, it affects the answers you can give to questions during an interview. Sometimes you get invited onto an interview. Media bias is how the media portrays you. So if the media loves you, they're going to say nice things about you. If they don't like you, it's going to make your job a little bit harder, right? So in Obama's case, obviously, the media loves him. Experience, respectable. This is how much experience you have in office. In this game, it affects how much it costs to hire specialists who can help your campaign out. Minority appeal, how popular the candidate is with minority voters. Minorities meaning in America, non-white voters. And then starting money, how much money you have in your campaign to begin with. Obviously that's important because it costs money to create advertisements, to build campaign headquarters, and various other things. Anyways, let's just go purely on the realism tip here, and we will play Joe Biden. Wow, so he's got a lot of experience and a lot of minority appeal, but very bad stamina. That's gonna make our job more difficult. Let's give it a try. And we're going up against the Donald. The race for the White House is underway. The curtain has raised, the bell has been rung, the gloves are off. The gloves are off. The gloves are off というのは本気でいく。例えば No more Mr. Nice Guy. This time, the gloves are coming off. もう手加減しない。今回は本気でいくよ。And our two candidates, Joe Biden and Donald Trump, are coming out of their corners. Hailing from Delaware, Biden leads the Democratic ticket against Republican New York native Trump. The two have a long road ahead of them. 21 weeks of campaigning, advertising, and traveling throughout the country, trying their best to prove their worth as the next president of the United States. Which one will emerge victorious? Only time will tell. So we have 21 weeks until the election, and basically we take turns. So we have 21 turns. Okay, so here's Trump is down here in Florida. And we are here in Delaware, our home state. So now I want to give you a little bit of background about how the president is actually elected. Americans don't actually directly vote for the president. I mean, they do vote for the president, but the winner is not determined by whoever gets the highest number of votes. So elections are carried out on a state-by-state basis. And each state is worth a certain number of points, depending on the population. Depending on the population. Depending もしくは depends on 〇〇というのは〇〇によってや〇〇に応じて。例えば This restaurant's menu changes depending on the season. このレストランのメニューが季節によって変わる。Those points are called the Electoral College, but it means that if a candidate wins a big state like California, it means a lot more than winning a small state like Kansas. See, California has 55 Electoral College votes. Kansas has only 6. So this makes candidates want to focus their energies more on big states that are worth a lot of points rather than small ones. So the two biggest states are California with 55 votes and Texas with 38. New York is also quite big with 28. And some of these other East Coast states, New Jersey 14. Ohio's worth 18, so that's a big one. Illinois 20. Anyways, you get the idea. So I suggest we focus our energies on winning big states. Let's see. So I want to start with the great state of Pennsylvania. So we've just flown to Pennsylvania. Now let's see what is important to Pennsylvanians. So it seems like their number one issue is blue-collar jobs. Now blue-collar jobs are working class jobs, what you might call nikitai rodo. So, drivers, construction workers, that kind of thing. The opposite to that is white collar jobs, which are professional class jobs, like your businessmen, lawyers, doctors, that sort of thing. So Pennsylvania has a lot of blue collar workers. Blue collar jobs are a big issue. Right now, Trump is killing us on that issue. Another important one is stopping the coronavirus. I think that's probably a big issue everywhere right now, and we are even right now. So it's going to be very hard to get a better rating than Trump on blue-collar jobs. Maybe we should just focus on stopping the coronavirus. That's what I'm going to do. So anyway, first of all, I'm going to build a headquarters here. Building a headquarters gives us a little bit of money every week, a slight enthusiasm bonus, and top 15 issues available. I'm not sure what that means. But anyway, we're going to build it. And now we have 5 points left, which is just enough to make a speech. It's just enough to make a speech. Just enough というのはギリギリできるやちょうど十分。例えば、If I wake up 10 minutes early, I'll have just enough time to go to the post office on my way to work. 10分早く起きたらギリギリ仕事に行く途中で郵便局に行ける。So, let's go with the let's go with the blue collar jobs. Maybe we can beat Trump on this eventually. Yay! And the state just turned a little bit blue, which means it's starting to lean towards the Democrats. Yeah, you can see here 47% Democrat, 42% Republican, and 11% undecided. Okay, that was our first turn. Let's see what Trump does next. A town hall has appeared. Visit it to turn stamina into ideology points. So, ideology points are basically used to craft an agenda, like an overall message that you're saying to your constituents. So, let us go and do that. Now we just got 4 ideology points. Let's see what we can use them for. Okay, so this is assault weapons ban. So this is an important issue. As you know, America has a gun violence problem. There are periodic mass shootings. We've had lots of mass shootings in schools. The Democratic Party for a long time has been trying to ban assault weapons and automatic weapons. The Republican Party has pushed back against that. They get a lot of support from the gun industry and the gun special interest groups who say that gun rights are a basic part of what it means to be an American. So that's the basic around that issue. Getting things done in Washington. Yeah, who doesn't want to improve the government? That's a pretty good policy. Reducing the wealth gap. So here's another huge issue in America and also increasingly in Japan. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And there are just a few rich people accumulating a lot of wealth, and the number of lower class poor people is growing, right? So that's a problem that probably needs to be addressed. That's a problem that needs to be addressed. To address というのは取り組むや扱う。例えば、I'd like to address all of your questions, but I'm afraid we are out of time today. 皆さんの質問に答えたいですが、あいにく今日はもう時間切れです。Addressing climate change, another obvious issue. We all know about that one. And social justice. So this is a big issue in America right now. I don't know, have you heard of Black Lives Matter? A few months ago, there were a couple of innocent black people killed by police officers, George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. And this was sort of the incident that sparked a huge nationwide protest against the police and forged social justice. So to address systemic racism in the United States. It's a big problem that's always existed in this country, and people are sick of it. The protests are still going on. It remains to be seen what the conclusion will be, what will happen. But yeah. So I think I'm gonna go with climate change. It's important. It's important to me personally. Yeah. Okay, so next week we will continue to try to take over the map, turn these gray states blue, maybe even try to flip some of the red states blue if we can, and defeat Trump. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're having fun here at Monster Party, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I would love to discuss with you. English questions, game questions, questions about American politics. Let's have a discussion. Okay, guys. Bye.